We have all seen the footage: a wild animal caught in a fence, buried in mud, or lifted from the aftermath of a natural disaster by a group of determined humans. And almost every time, these encounters feature a highly specific, highly watchable moment. The terrified, thrashing creature suddenly goes completely still, yielding to the hands trying to save it. We naturally want to read that stillness as an understanding of our good intentions. But interpreting this compliance as human-like gratitude ignores millions of years of hardwired survival programming. So what is actually happening in that moment? We need to look at the hidden biological mechanisms that force a panicked animal to suddenly stand down. Every wild animal carries a threat assessment program running constantly in the background. It is not something they learn through individual experience. It is inherited. Whether a species has lived near cities for generations or has never encountered a person before, its internal alarm system is universally calibrated to classify an approaching human as an apex predator. This creates a devastating irony. When we step in to cut a snare or clear away debris, the animal does not see a rescuer. It experiences the absolute peak of evolutionary terror. This diagram shows the physiological response of a trapped wild animal. Bloodstream cortisol saturates, heart rate doubles, then doubles again. The body locks rigid, pupils fully dilate. The animal burns through every reserve, committing all energy to a single outcome. Wildlife rehabilitators describe this state as the animal going somewhere else. It is still present in its body, but its awareness has narrowed entirely to focus on the immediate, lethal danger. That is why the thrashing intensifies the closer you get. The threat system interprets your closing distance as the final, fatal strike. Whether it is fighting wildly or completely frozen, this is a mechanical survival reflex playing out. There is zero cognitive room left for the animal to recognize a helping hand. Take the case of a 50-ton female humpback whale found tangled in heavy crab trap lines off the coast of San Francisco. She fought constantly just to keep her blowhole above the surface. But the moment a dive team entered the water to cut the ropes, she hung absolutely suspended and still. This illustrates threat pattern recognition. Predators close distance fast in a direct line. Rescuers move slowly, without sudden gestures. The brain searches its threat library for this indirect approach and comes back empty. The expected predator behavior never arrives. The whale did not suddenly understand she was being rescued. Her biological alarm system simply stalled because it crashed under the weight of unrecognized behavioral inputs. The harder question is, what happens after the trap actually opens? The threat is gone, the animal is free, and the biological justification for remaining still vanishes entirely. Yet, in documented cases across Kenya, juvenile elephants pulled from mud pits have been observed deliberately pressing their trunks against the arms and hands of the people who freed them before walking away. An elephant's trunk holds tens of thousands of individual muscles and a density of nerve endings matching our own fingertips. Extending it to touch a human is a complex, deliberate examination rather than a random reflex. We know that elephants, along with certain whales and apes, possess spindle neurons. These are specialized brain cells required for empathy and rapid social decision-making. The mid-rescue stillness is an evolutionary glitch, but the active choice to linger and initiate physical contact after the danger has passed points to cognitive processing that our current data cannot fully measure. Even with that advanced neurological architecture in place, researchers are incredibly careful about attaching the human concept of gratitude to these interactions. We are also animals, running our own complex pattern recognition software. When a freed wolf turns back to hold direct eye contact with the researcher who released it, we desperately want to find ourselves and our own emotions in that gaze. We can flawlessly measure the physiological spikes of terror, and we understand the mechanics of threat suspension. But the actual emotional experience of that animal, standing freely at the edge of the tree line, remains an impenetrable, awe-inspiring mystery. Years later, when the rescuer visits, the massive animal runs over and wraps them in a giant hug. We watch these incredible moments and immediately project our own psychology onto them. We assume the animal remembers the specific favor, feels a deep sense of gratitude, and consciously wants to say thank you. But does a wild predator actually experience complex human emotions? Or are we just mapping our own mental habits onto a totally different biological system? Misreading these interactions as human-like gratitude blinds us to the actual biological mechanism that allows these species to survive against the odds. To understand what is actually happening, we have to recognize a common cognitive trap called anthropomorphism, the human habit of assigning our own complex emotions to non-human things. Think about your dog tearing up a couch cushion while you are out. When you walk in and discover the mess, the dog cowers in the corner with its head down. It looks like deep remorse. But scientists have tested this exact scenario. Dogs aren't feeling moral guilt in those moments. They are simply reading your tense body language and angry tone, and reacting with submissive fear. Wild animals follow a similar pattern of association. A lion or elephant doesn't store a moral ledger of past deeds. Instead, their brains categorize a specific human as a consistent predictor of safety or food. They aren't returning a favor. They are returning to a proven source of survival. Animals don't trade in favors. They operate on a biological system known as evolutionary altruism, and it is vastly more powerful than human gratitude. Take the vampire bat. Their daily existence is incredibly fragile. Failing to feed for just 2 consecutive nights means they will literally starve to death. After a long night of hunting, hundreds of bats return to their dark cave. Some are completely full, while others had terrible luck and return empty-handed. A well-fed bat will fly over to a starving neighbor and regurgitate a portion of its own meal to keep the other bat alive. This sharing acts as a biological insurance policy. The bat relies on a simple trade. It provides a meal today so that it can demand one when its own hunt fails next week. By trading resources today, the bats guarantee their own survival next week, proving that biological selflessness is a highly effective survival strategy. Out in the forest, the stakes expand. Imagine a peaceful herd of grazing deer that suddenly catches the faint scent of a hidden predator. Instead of quietly slipping away to save itself, the first deer to notice the threat will make a sharp, loud alarm call. In doing so, it instantly draws the predator's lethal attention directly to itself. Humans see pure heroism. Scientists call this kin selection. The central deer is surrounded by biological relatives sharing its exact genetic code. By risking its own life to alert the group, it ensures those shared genes successfully pass to the next generation. Nature enforces a brutal reality. Trying to survive entirely alone eventually leads to failure. When we scale down to tiny insects, this biological design becomes absolute. When a flash flood hits an ant colony, individual ants literally lock their bodies together to form a living raft. The queen and larvae are placed safely on top, while the bottom layer willingly drowns to keep the structure afloat. Worker honeybees execute a similar protocol. When an intruder attacks the hive, they embed their stingers to defend the group, an action that physically tears their own bodies apart. At this microscopic scale, the idea of moral choice completely vanishes. Their biology is hard-coded to erase individual identity and prioritize the survival of the entire superorganism. This explains the logic within families and hives. But what about the legendary, verified accounts of wild dolphins protecting human swimmers from sharks? We desperately want to believe in a spiritual cross-species bond, yet dolphins have a deep built-in instinct to take care of their own pod. When a baby or injured member struggles to breathe, adult dolphins automatically swim underneath and push them to the surface. When a dolphin encounters a human flailing and drowning in the open ocean, that exact same rescue protocol kicks in. The animal is not acting on a spiritual, cross-species bond, but is simply experiencing a highly successful mammalian rescue protocol misidentifying its target. The animal kingdom doesn't maintain mental spreadsheets. They don't track favors, and they will never comprehend the human concept of a moral debt. But they don't need to. Human consciousness and morality are fragile. Nature engineered a solution that bypasses our complicated feelings entirely, hard-coding cooperation directly into muscle and instinct. Removing the illusion of gratitude doesn't make the wild feel colder or less magical. It reveals a structural elegance that works reliably every single time. Evolutionary altruism provides a millions of years old blueprint for collective survival, ensuring that on a wild planet, the success of the group becomes the ultimate protection for the individual.